Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin G with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 540, where we'll be talking about comics originally releasing November the 13th, 2019. Before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, Drew, we have all kinds of stuff, hopefully, from the world of comics to talk about.
Well, we're going to push feedback till next week, I think, because we want to launch...
Deal.
We got a lot of stuff going on. We've got Comic-Con peak at numbers today. We've got our cover price top 10. We've got, of course, a big old FOC and a sneak peek. And I want to launch our Counting Your Comic Book Blessings. Now, for the last month or so, we've been complaining about our comic book pet peeves. And, you know... The listeners have been sending theirs in, and we were griping and grousing, and it with Thanksgiving right around the corner, I thought we could flip it on its ear and talk about our comic book blessings. So I have shared in the show notes over the last couple of episodes, and it's on our social media sites, a link to a submission for your comic book blessings. Now, this can be, comics that you love, creators that you love, publishers that you feel blessed by, comic shops you feel blessed by, things that make you happy and glad that they're a part of your lives from a comic standpoint. Now, you need to get those in by November 22nd or early 23rd for our November 23rd episode. That comes out just in time for Thanksgiving.
Gotcha. How many of these do we want?
We'd like to shoot for around 5.
So don't be like, here's the 100 things.
Here's 100 things I love. But you can always do 5 and then give me an alias and do another 5 and how will I know?
Put on a mustache, give you another 5. Gotcha.
If you don't want to use the submission form link for whatever reason, or you just want to respond to on social media or an email, you can, but it's not going to be guaranteed that that'll catch them. They might fall through the cracks, so we might miss them. With the little submission link that is in the show notes and everything, and on our social media, it's a lot easier, and it's all captured in an Excel sheet for me, so I don't miss somebody. So we've already got some that have been coming in since we've been posting this. I think we're up to around half a dozen, and so it'd be fun to get double digits by the episode. So please share those, because we love comics, or we wouldn't be here, right?
Absolutely.
So
no kidding.
So when I told Kyle about this, he said, "Are you dying?" No, I'm not dying. I just felt like we did the other things. Let's do the fun. Let's do the positive one, right?
You are normally curmudgeonly, so this really threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I'm the grumpy old man, so I shouldn't be doing this. But I was excited to see that it looks like Comic-Con's back on schedule, and this could be someone's blessing. That, they're blessed by Comic-Con.
There you go.
Comic-Con analyzes these numbers for us. But
oh, for the love of numbers.
But we do have some data on October, so that's good.
Yeah.
And we don't have all the full numbers yet. That'll be next week. But we have some early stuff. So you can check those out at comiccon.com. And of course, as per usual, Marvel takes the lead, 45%. DC's in second with 32%, a little better showing than last month. Image holding steady at 7%. And then we have IDW at 3%. Dark Horse and Boom at 2%. Dynamite at 1.67%. And Viz, Oni, Titan under 0.5%. And then everybody else adds up to that last 5%. So that's kind of the breakdown. This month versus last year at this time is up 10%. So big October 2019, bigger than last year, and just pulled the year-to-date numbers for 2019 versus 2018 last year. to just under 1.8% down. So there's a chance we can at least eke out an increase over last year, which didn't look good at the beginning of the year. So we'll hold our fingers crossed for November and December to be strong ones.
There you go.
Now, the top 10. Topping that list is X-Men number 1. I think we had no doubt that that Hickman thing was going to launch. A lot of hype based on that Powers of 10 and House of X that's out leading up to it. At number 2, we got Spawn 301. So a lot of momentum still for Spawn after its 300th issue, and this is the record-breaking issue. The 301 is officially making him the longest-running creator-owned series ever.
Very cool. Yeah.
3 and 4 are Powers of 10 and House of X. Powers of X, House of 10. Which one is it? Powers of 10, House of X.
Powers of 10, House of X.
In 5th place is the Joker, Year of the Villain. That first issue. And then at number 6 is Amazing Mary Jane, who takes the 6th slot, which I thought was a surprise.
Shout out to that for only being $4. It seems like every single top 10 book is between $500 and $300 a piece.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have Absolute Carnage, number 4 in 7th place. Some surprise at the staying power of that book. Ghost Rider number 1 debuts at rank 8. And Immortal Hulk 25 takes the 9th slot. People believe the hype as did like I did and invested in that one heavy. And Marauders number 1 launches in the top 10 at $4.99 to round out that top 10. That's a surprise. I didn't see that coming.
Did not either.
Now, when you look at these, I think we said last week it was 7 in the top 10, the top 7 or top 6. Do you remember? We're over 100,000. We're over 100.
Yeah, it was top 7.
The top 7 were. So, are we going to repeat that again? I don't think so. Do you?
No, I don't think we are. 1, 2, definitely. Interesting. I don't know.
What did Absolute Carnage 3 do? I wonder. Was it over 100,000? Must have been. Tough one. What do you think about X-Men number 1? I mean, that's not going.
Absolute Carnage 3 was 95,000.
Okay, so that's definitely going to be under. So the question is Amazing Mary Jane going to be over 100,000? And I say no. So I'm going to say the top. No, I don't even know if the Joker Year or the Villain will be. I'm going to say the top 4 are over 100,000. So after that House of X, I'm going to say that's the last one to be over.
I'm going to say 6.
You're going to go with you're going to say Amazing Mary Jane is also over 100,000.
Yes.
As well as the Joker. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Now X-Men number 1 is going to it took the spot over Spawn. So we're assuming that's 200,000.
Yeah, it's probably my guess. About 2K.
And
I'll take the under.
Do you think it'll be under 200,000?
Yeah.
I think it'll be over. Now, Spawn 301 is going to have a huge drop over 300, but is it still going to be at 150? Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to say... Yeah, 130, 140.
130, 140. That's possible.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to see how that turns out. That's interesting. Marauders is a big surprise there. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see Amazing Mary Jane coming either, though. So that's a surprise.
But with Marvel, there's always artificially pumping numbers.
True.
All kinds
There
of
could have
weird
been
stuff
some shenanigans on Marauders that we don't know about. Very, very possible. When it comes to trades and graphic novels, we have Doomsday Clock Part 1 hardcover, which tops the list.
And you can read that and not know about all the delays and garbage.
Well, you read the first 6 anyway. But I don't think Part 2's coming out yet.
Take your time.
Take your time on that one. The Wicked and Divine, Volume 9, is the final volume of Wicked and Divine. It takes the second slot. Spider-Man Life Story,
That's awesome, and that's going to be really cool to sit down and just read.
I think it'd be much more enjoyable, collected like that. So that's that Zdarsky book. Thanos, The Infinity Ending hardcover at 4. Ascender Volume 1 at 5. That's a surprise for me there.
That's awesome.
DC Superhero Girls at Metro High, $9.99, younger reader book. The 4th compendium that ends everything for Walking Dead is at rank 7.
There you go.
Critical Role Volume 1, Vox Machina Origins. Never heard of this.
Critical Role is the Dungeons and Dragons podcast, I believe, and their kind of thing. So they have a pretty good following.
Okay. So that's from Dark Horse. My Hero Academia, Volume 1.
Big anime.
What is it?
That's a big anime.
Right. This is the first volume, so they do the intro price too. It looks like at $9.99.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. That's continue. That's like probably an evergreen for manga there. And
My Hero Academia has. This publication I believe has been out for quite a while.
Yeah, I figured it's a reappearance. Yeah. And then Gideon Falls Volume 3. Is it over? Is Gideon Falls over? Man, it seems like it's been a long time since I've seen a Gideon Falls around. So this month, this is a weird appearance, but maybe this is the first time it's being offered. That's what we got from as far as graphic novels are concerned. Now, to take that top spot, Marvel shipped 110 comics and 50 trades for 160 items out. Not far behind was DC at 107, which is a big increase for them.
Good for them, no kidding.
Along with 30 trades, which is kind of a surprise, but I realized that they have started raising the price of their B covers.
Yeah.
So so all those cardstock variants, and going forward, I think all the B covers, or a significant portion of the B covers, are going to be at a higher price point. Therefore, Diamond's going to count them separately. So there's probably 20.
Our numbers will take a little more differential to suss through.
Yeah, I think there's at least 20 titles, I think, that have the different price on there. So that puts them down. That still puts them at 80-some, which is more than they've been for a while. So that they have increased their output in the fourth quarter. So I guess you can't beat them, join them, and they're flooding the market again.
We might have to try to convince John to change his Mayo report numbers and see if he can put us an extra column where he adds both those numbers together for us. I want to know the numbers. I want to do absolutely no work doing it, though.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that Comic-Con does that yet. Image shipped 50 comics and 12 trades. IDW 39 and 16. Dark Horse 26 and 21. Almost more trades than comics. Boom did 18 and 15. The same, just about. Dynamite 15 and 9. Viz just did 22 trades. Oni 3 comics, 9 trades. Titan 6 comics, 4 trades. And 2 magazines. So, I'm not sure what those are. Interesting. For a grand total of 521 comics shipped, 400 graphic novels, 33 magazines, and 971 comics-related items that you could have purchased this month, the month of October. That would have been a lot of reading. Almost 1,000 things. Interesting numbers. We'll see next week just what exactly those sales were all about, and how close we were to guessing it right. I'm guessing we were spot on. One of us is more right than the other, I guess.
There you go.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now we need to shoot over to the the FOC.
FOC, absolutely. FOC, of course, the final order cutoff. It's our last opportunity to add a few things to our order. Of course, these things will be coming out in about 5 to 6 weeks. And the things on previews, either now we're getting some final art, some changes, some FOC exclusives, or some other stuff. We get a nice little list here from Eric at Cowabunga, who curates some stuff for us. He's actually pulled 6 items to the top that he wants to talk about, and the first of which is Butcher of Paris from Dark Horse, a Stephanie Phillips book. We have Kill Whitey Donovan, #1 of a 5-issue series as well.
Kill Whitey.
Another Dark Horse book.
Is it Kill Whitey?
Yeah, Kill Whitey Donovan.
Oh, Donovan. I just heard Kill Whitey. I was like, wow. That's cool.
Just Kill Whitey.
That sounds like a Eddie Murphy skit from Saturday Night Live or something.
Again, we now have also the Dark Knight Returns, the Golden Child #1. He's talking about the Raphael Grandpa variant.
What is this?
Yeah. Of course, Dark Knight Returns, the Golden Child is a one-shot from that Dark Knight Returns series.
It is a one-shot.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's being done under the Black Label.
I completely missed this somehow.
We talked about it a couple times.
I thought it was like a whole series, and it wasn't even. I didn't even think it was being. I didn't know it was coming up this quickly. Heck, that's
pretty sure it's just a one shot. Maybe I'm wrong,
yeah.
but I thought it was.
No, you're probably. I'm sure you're right. I wasn't.
A single dip in.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the. Speaking of Black Label, we have the Harleen hardcover series. The 3-issue, I believe it was, series that just came out. I believe it just finished up, and we also have a wonderful offering for a hardcover here. So if you can get that deep discount, get that for $15 or whatnot, that is a heck of a deal. We have Annihilation Scourge Beta Ray Bell #1, written by Jim Sub. So we get some Annihilation and we get some Beta Ray Bell back, so that's pretty cool. And we have Spider-Man 2099 #1, written by your boy Nick Spencer.
My boy.
So 2099 is coming back around, and Spider-Man is leading the pack. But there's a whole lot of other stuff on the FOC, and Drew and I will start combing through it, and we're going to start in Dark Horse.
Okay, there's that Kill Whitey Donovan. Wow, there it is.
There you go.
That is interesting.
And of course we have the Butcher of Paris #1. Butcher of Paris #1 and Whitey Donovan were the two that Eric talked about. So I think he pretty much grabbed all the good stuff from our boys in Dark Horse. And there's of course your crone, or crony as I call it. Down to DC.
Oh, I see they're finishing up the Batman Universe Walmart book. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
6 of 6.
Really good looking Francesco Mattina. Cover B on their. I'm sorry, I will start calling them the cardstock variant on Batman 84. And Tom King's last episode or issue is. Crap, we talked about it.
88?
Like 87 or something
88.
like that. 88 maybe, yeah.
Something like that. 89. Wow, there's a lot of variants on that Dark Knight Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you want a $1,200 one? Oh, mama. 1 in 500? Pass.
But there will be people that will be their thing. Frank Miller doing the art on the 1 in 100 variant.
Yeah, that'll be a nice one, too.
Mm-hmm. Those are usually ones people go for.
Are you doing anything special for the Deathstroke 50? Christopher Priest? It's a $4.99.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
So it's a little oversized.
We've got a variant edition by Scan, SKAN. Yeah, in this episode 50, they're finishing up their, whatever their storyline is. It all comes down to this: with the fate of his family hanging in the balance, the real Slade Wilson must take on his most dangerous foe yet, himself. So I don't know if we're going to have a big reveal perhaps in this or something. Maybe something to check into. You might not want to miss that one.
We were finishing up the Batman Walmart book, and we're finishing up the Superman as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those both turn out. Those have been pretty quality books. Have you read any of these Tales from the Dark Multiverse things?
I have not.
This is the Judas Contract, which is
that's the one that would interest me the most, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's that Teen Titans thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was one about the death of Superman not that long ago. I'm not sure what the deal is. I seem to have skipped all of these. Excuse me.
Yeah. This is a very interesting... I'm still looking at this Dark Multiverse Judas Contract. This looks pretty good. Terra's betrayal starts not with the Teen Titans, but with Deathstroke himself. Yeah.
Enough that you want to add it?
No, but I do want to read it.
It's a $6 book.
Yeah. Too rich for my blood.
Too rich for my blood. Exactly.
All right.
That's all I got in DC.
And I'm finding nothing in IDW.
Yeah, I will be reading that Napoleon Dynamite second issue, but that's not a spec book.
I saw a cool thing where Usagi Yojimbo was teaming up with Kevin Eastman to do a cover for something. I thought that would be kind of rad.
Oh, that would be. Every once in a while they cross over, don't they? Usagi and
I think
Turtles.
So. Down to Image, where we have, of course, 20XX. Lauren Keeley and Jonathan Luna writing that one. Jonathan Luna, of course, is Alex and Ada that we first really enjoyed.
Oh.
And Lauren Keeley in her writing debut.
Yeah. Now we're to Dead Eyes number 3. This is the first Dead Eyes that is new and not reprinting Dead Rabbit material.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So those last two were basically just the previous Dead Rabbit issues with the word rabbit replaced with eyes in the text throughout. So that was basically the only change I saw in those that I noticed. But this is the actually new material that has probably been sitting around for a while waiting for him to get the rights and get this figured out. And so I'm guessing this should be like not so far behind the issue 4. I would imagine they're all stacked up and ready to go. But anyway, this is the first one with new material in it. So I'm excited.
Very cool.
Excited to check that out.
Worth making sure you get that one for the new material, or
if you like the first two. I mean, I love the first two, so I thought it's been really good. So I'm definitely excited about it. But if you were waiting because you had Dead Rabbit 1 and 2 already and didn't want to get the old material again, then this would be the way to jump.
This is the first one you want to jump on to continue that story.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We got Manifest Destiny and Nomen Omen, two books I'm enjoying a lot. And that's about it for.
I'm just checking out covers on Spawn 303.
Yeah, and the second printing for Undiscovered Country is a different cover. It's that Charles Soule's Scott Snyder book.
Oh yeah, that is much. I mean, the cover A is just the map of the U.S. So if I remember correctly, and
yeah,
kind of being missing.
Yes, it's quite different.
Very cool. Down to Marvel. Of course, there's our Beta Ray Bill.
I can't believe they're doing another Doom 2099.
Yep.
I guess they're going to do 2099 everything, aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say we're just taking everything to the future.
Okay. I mean, are you interested in these? Are you going?
I've never been a big fan of the 2099 stuff. No.
I mean, Like, I'll probably read the Spidey, but I don't even think I'm going to sample any of the others.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to either be all in, or I guess, or not bother, right? Because I'm sure they're going to do an event, a 29.9 crossover event, I guess, and you have to read them all. And I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. See, I'm grumpy again. There, I'm curmudgeon-y again.
That's all it took is a little 2099.
A little Marvel craziness. So what is the deal with giant-sized Defenders number 3? Is that a first appearance of someone? Oh, the first Daredevil with the Defenders. Yeah, I'm not interested in that facsimile. Doesn't seem like a key to me.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like when the other option was the Eternals number 1 up here.
Yeah.
Of course, Eternals being a big deal coming up with the series and the movie and all that fun stuff. So.
That's more interesting, that one. But still.
But if you're a big Daredevil guy and you don't have that hardcore key, maybe snag this up in the meantime.
I mean, the Eternals is worth it just for the Kirby art.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read that New Mutants yet. Don't know if it's any good.
Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality. And we got all kinds of covers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Spider-Man guy, but there's too much, man. Too much Spider-Man is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. But it's Peter David writing. Does that sweeten the pot?
No, it doesn't. So. No, it doesn't. I don't need this much. I mean, I guess if I was a Marvel zombie and all I read was Marvel, I wouldn't care. But
let's say you're a big Spider-Man guy. How many Spider books in a given week would you, or in a given month, would you want?
4.
4, realistically.
Okay. One a week.
There you go.
I can't. No more. No more than that. It's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, unless that's all you read. Unless you just read Spider books. I guess there's those people too. Yeah. Those people.
And of course, the Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality number 1, the Art Adams, is one of your 8-piece connecting variant pieces.
What do you come down on those? You like that stuff? You think it's cool, or you think it's too hard to chase?
It's difficult to chase, and they're spread out, and sometimes you'll see them like 1 this month and 3 and 5 or 5 next month, and it's a pain. I've got a couple even connecting variants that I forgot to buy the second one of, so when it's 2 of them, sometimes I still screw up, let alone 8.
Yeah.
Yondu, number 1 going to a second print, and number 3 out available at the same time.
That's a surprise. I didn't think that would sell at all.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many people are interested necessarily in that, but it's good to see at least maybe a few people are, hopefully. All right, let's head down to our booms. The Power Rangers are hanging out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The only thing I'm happy about is we get a pretty cool Dan Mora cover.
Ooh. Yep. He's good. He's good.
Yep.
You're going to try for the 1000th time.
Hold on. We also have an FOC variant by Kevin Eastman. Here we go.
What's that? What are we looking at? Power Rangers?
So we have Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, FOC exclusive Kevin Eastman variant. And when I say exclusive, I'm assuming that because I just see FOC variant, I assume it's only available through FOC. So that is probably something you want to make sure you get. Because if your LCS does not do FOC, they will have 0 of these forever.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Really
It's got a mix of the Rangers and the Turtles together on the cover. It's really nice.
So yeah, do not skip that one.
If
Smaller shops
I
that
could,
don't do FOC are not doing that.
if I could stand the Power Rangers one iota, I would definitely be in on that, but I cannot. It looks like Dynamite is trying for the umpteenth time to launch James Bond. Good yet again.
In a Me Too area and a 2019, James Bond's just too difficult anymore.
Yeah. And it's boring. We've got Red Sonja 11. Man, we've got some covers for that.
Holy crap on a cracker we do.
There's also a FOC exclusive for Red Sonja 11 by Roberto Castro, which is nice. I'd love to know what the numbers are on some of these FOC variants. Can't be that much.
And we've yet to really see one catch fire.
Yeah.
All right, Dynamite. I like what you're doing here. Dynamite edition, The Boys #1, dollar edition.
Yeah.
Get people in. You are 6 months late to doing this, which is stupid, but I like that you're doing it all together.
Yeah, like you didn't know that Amazon Prime was putting this out?
Yeah, you missed the boat like by a stupid large margin, but I like that you're doing it eventually.
Would you finish that by any chance?
Yeah, I loved it. I finished every single one of them.
I only got to watch the first couple. And then Real TV came back.
All right, down to our Action Labs and some of our other smaller publishers.
Anything from Aftershock this week? Nah. Sherlock Scandal in Belgravia. What is this?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, this is based on the TV series?
Yeah, based on Benedict Cumberbatch.
I didn't know that show was still happening.
It probably isn't, but only in comics.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
But, of course, this is our FOC. This is your last chance to add or do anything different with your order. And, of course, Drew and I like to go through it. So, the one thing I made sure to find on this is if you are at least a little bit interested in Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's an FOC exclusive variant that you may want to look into.
Yes. Now, the good folks at Cover Price have scoured the eBay listings and put together a top 10 of the hottest spec books on the secondary market. And they say they are number 1, Dead Man Logan, number 11, selling 18 units this week with a raw average of $17 a piece, because this is the first appearance of Danielle Cage as Thor. So that was it's a little spoilery, but you got to know that's going to happen in this spec segment.
And you know who Danielle Cage is?
Yeah, it's the daughter of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah.
And she was just a tiny little thing in current continuity, and just a baby. And then she was obviously worthy enough to pick up the hammer in Dead Man Logan's time. And Dead Man Logan, I finished the 12th and final issue. That book was wonderful. Ed Brisson did a heck of a job. Really finished it up nicely. I know this is hot right now, this Danielle Cage. So if you got it, I mean, hats off, sell them. I don't think they're ever going to revisit this character. I got a feeling this is going to be put away, and that's that. But I've been wrong before, because I guess Old Man Logan, they dusted him off. So
yeah, I was going to say that became a thing.
Yeah. Number 2 is Batman Beyond, number 25. This is sold 48 copies, an average of about $19. The true identity of Batwoman Beyond is speculated in here, I guess. So, for whatever that means. Batman Beyond number 37 takes the third slot. This is the first appearance of Batwoman Beyond, and 36 copies of this one sold for around $12 a piece. Kyle, why do we care about Batwoman Beyond? Do we know?
I don't think we did, but okay.
I don't know. Let's see. Batman 368 takes the fourth position. This is the first appearance of Jason Todd as Robin. This is not 357, which is the first appearance of Jason Todd, where he's ripping off the hubcaps.
Yeah.
Or there's another one, too, that's like him in the suit, right? Is this the first one with him in the suit?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's another one where he's referred to as Robin, where he's not in the suit yet. So Jason Todd has like 3 speckable books in this era, but I think 357 is still the one that people look to as the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
With him lifting the hubcaps.
Yeah.
Anyway, Batman 368. This one sold 10 copies, $18 a pop. Not too shabby. Venom 19 is a ratio variant speculated upon by folks like us. 32 copies sold, $20 a piece. Daredevil 133 is the first appearance of Mindwave. 11 of them sold. The raw average sold for $6 a piece. Graded 9/8 are sold for $350. So, Kyle, this is that time in the show where we say, oh, here's a place to make some money. Buy all the raw averages, send them off to be slabbed, and sell them to
all those Mindwave fans.
All the Mindwave fans. I don't know why Mindwave is hot. I've missed this as well. Number 7, Joker Killer Smile. Number 1 is a Black Label series timed with the release of the Joker movie, so people are excited about it. 29 copies sold for cover.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Want, want.
Want, want. Number 8, Conan the Barbarian. Number 10 is a 1 in 25. 16 of them sold for $17.83 on average. That's, I think, what do you pay for a 1 in 25 nowadays? $12? $15? So it's not that great.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Unlimited number 1. This is the 9th slot. 31 of them sold. $15.75 a piece. 9.8 selling for $80. This is the first appearance of Shriek, who is going to be in the next Venom movie. And rounding out the top 10, Master of Kung Fu Annual. 10 copies sold, $11 a piece. This is the first meeting of Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. And we care because... we don't know. Oh, there's a clarification done here. Batman 366 is the first Jason Todd in a Robin costume. 368 is when Batman actually accepts him as a Robin. So yeah, and then of course 357 is the one that I think is the true key. But you know, your mileage might vary on that. Depends. Good stuff. Let's slide on over to Sneak Peek and see what else we got coming out this week.
Yeah, head over to our Sneak Peek. So we're going to head over to previewsworld.com, find our new releases, find November 13th, 2019, and start in Image. Family Tree number 1, Drew.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire, cranking out another book. This time Phil Hester's doing the art. We like Phil Hester a lot.
With Ryan Cody and Eric Gapstur.
Now, didn't Phil Hester do the Jimmy's Bastards Cowabunga exclusive cover up at
That sounds right.
Was that him? Yeah. Okay, I met him. He was really cool. He was a really cool guy. So now I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Excellent. Moonshine 13 is back. Wow, Moonshine has been going for a while by Brian Azzarello.
Well, Azzarello was doing Batman Damned and something else since then, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of cool that he's able to do that and then shift gears and come back.
Mm-hmm.
There's a second print of that Spawn 301.
Yeah, we talked about this and how cool it was. It is a neat thing. It's the one that, is that the one with the crown? There you go. But I believe it's actually just reprinting one of the alternate covers of 300 as well.
Yeah.
But if you're a Spawn fan, you want to have the record-breaking 301. Gotta have that.
Yeah. We
Right.
ready to shift down to Dark Horse?
Yep.
We got an ElfQuest sighting. ElfQuest's been around a long time. The Pennies, Wendy and Richard Penny, do writing and some of the art on this. There is a rabid fan base for ElfQuest. So
I used to love ElfQuest. We could get it at the local library.
I don't think I ever read one.
Mm.
What is it? Is it D&D-ish?
Yeah.
Fantasy type stuff, I'm guessing?
Very fantasy, yeah.
That's all I see in Dark Horse.
All right, down to IDW.
That's all I see in IDW.
Down to DC. Batman Grave, #2, Warren Ellis writing, Brian Hitch on the cover for the first one. A man was murdered and Batman is in his head and he knows how it happened. All he has to do now is survive his own deduction. Don't miss the second chapter of the new thriller from writer Warren Ellis and artist Brian Hitch.
We get Dollhouse Family #1. This is our second title in the Hill House imprint. I really liked A Basket Full of Heads, and I'm looking forward to this one as well, this Dollhouse Family. I believe this is the one that's not written by Hill, right? He might just be...
he does the backup.
The backup, yes.
Yeah.
Basket Full of Heads was his. But I'm all in on this Hill House imprint. I'm going to get everything.
And it's Mike Carey, which I know from something. Yeah, I can't remember what I know Mike Carey from.
I think we had this conversation.
We did.
I can't remember who it was either. Event Leviathan finishes up with its 6th issue. We'll see how that goes. We've got Far Sector #1. N.K. Jemisin with a Jamal Campbell cover. And he's the Jemisin is the author of The Broken Earth and Inheritance science fiction trilogies. And she is making her comic book debut. Oh, and the artist is the Naomi artist.
Oh, cool.
So that's a pretty good combo. Might be interesting. I'm going to skip it, though. Too much to read. That's cool. They collected the Flash Year 1 into a hardcover. That soft relaunch of that book was a lot of fun. I like those issues a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they've collected that as a hardcover.
All right, it took me a while, but I realized what I know Mike Carey from. Okay, moving on.
What was it?
It was a little-known book from Boom called Suicide Risk that I really liked.
Suicide Risk, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Took me a minute because it was bugging me. All right, where are we at?
We're done
Marvel?
with DC. Done with DC. Got into Marvel. Got the annual for Black Cat.
J. Scott Campbell doing the cover on that as well.
That's a good cover.
House of X has wrapped up, but we're still doing extra prints on it because people are still wanting to catch up. Of course, trying to loop that into the new X-Men world.
I don't understand it either because at this point you can get the collection.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you were, I guess if you missed one, I don't know. I don't know why you want that at this point, but people still do.
Morbius #1, the living vampire. It's no longer relevant for him to be the living vampire, but we still refer to him as that.
We've got Tomb of Dracula #10, Facsimile edition.
There you go. Blade.
Yes. Doesn't look like the Blade we remember, but
70s were a different time.
the 70s were a different time, I guess. Got the 50th issue of Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Hats off to Orion North and Erica Henderson for that milestone issue and final issue. So it's finishing up. It says it's after 58 issues. Oh, because it must have relaunched at some point. And this would be a kind of a cool one to sample, probably, the way to see how everything ends up.
Shocked it's only $3.99. Like, shocked.
That is a surprise. Good for them. It's a fun series. I'm sure it'll be back. There's X-Men number 2.
Oops, sorry.
X-Men number 2. That X-Men number 1 was our top-selling book of last month. Mm-hmm. So this one should sell a ton. And people seem to like it. I couldn't get through it.
The X-Men.
You have?
No, but people love the X-Men.
People love the X-Men, yeah.
So relaunch it, reboot it. They're on board.
Yes, now Dynamite. I don't have anything.
Nothing there.
Do I have anything in Boom? What's this Folklords?
We talked about this. That Matt Kent. There was a preview of this.
Oh yeah.
Comic Book Day as well.
Yeah, that's right.
From Narnia to Harry Potter, we hear reveal the real world of fantasy, but Ansel's world of monsters and magics. He's haunted by visions of our world with tailored suits and modern technology. So, fish out of water.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Something is Killing Children number 2 going to a 3rd print, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it just continues to sell.
All right, see some of our smaller items.
Oh, we got Black Stars Above number 1. Lonnie Nadler, Jenny Chaw's A Vault book. This is that young fur trapper book.
Yeah. Cosmo Mighty Martian number 1 of 5 from Archie Comics. So we got more of an all-ages book, 1 of 5, coming out from Archie. Good on them. Trying to do some new things.
Uncivilized Comics, which is the first time I think I've ever mentioned this publisher. Their book is called For Real. It's written by James Romberger. And art by James Romberger. And he did 7 Miles a Second in Post York.
Their cover says, "It's only $6."
Only?
Ask not the price.
Could have at least given me a $5.99 on that.
A must for Kirby fan. So if you're a Kirby fan...
Does that mean he apes Kirby? I'm guessing? In the style of? So if you liked Mirka Andolfo's Unnatural, she has launched Unsacred, and instead of going with Image, she's with a Blaze, which is a surprise. I would assume that her next book would also be from Image. So this is like her Heaven and Hell book, it looks like. I mean, I love her art. It's wonderful. I struggle with her English as a second language writing style, and I'll definitely sample this because I like the way Unnatural started. Just didn't care for how it finished. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm surprised. Does it not unsurprise you that she didn't go with Image again?
It does. There's got to be something behind that.
Blaze Comics. I don't remember ever mentioning them either. Do you?
No.
They sound familiar to you?
Uh-uh.
Me neither.
Next thing that caught my eye is a book called RV9. It is from Mad Cave Studios by Ben Goldsmith. Former Assassin Velveteen is on the run from the Order of the Nine, organization that took her family and forced her into a life where all she knows is secrecy, violence, and death. Looks good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Ruans, number 1, from Keen Spot. Hank Hobby doing the writing. Theo Jones, a former championship boxer turned bouncer in the wake of a tragedy outside the ring, is a grieving and guilt-ridden man at the end of his rope. Following a series of traumatic events, Theo awakens in a particular place, unlike any he's ever seen before.
Nice. That's all from me.
All right, Drew, this is one of the podcasts where I ask you for your pick of the week. What's the book to make sure you pick up, find, and put in your collection that you're going to want to have? Because in a few months, we'll be talking about it selling well and making you all kinds of money.
You know, I think Matt Kent's long overdue for a hit. So I'm going to go with this Folklords number 1, but I'm not going to go with cover A, Kyle. I'm going to go with the FOC exclusive Dan Mora.
There you go.
Dan Mora is hot off his Once and Future book.
Yeah.
And so I think you'd capitalize on that by jumping on Folklords number 1, get the FOC Mora variant if you got it, if you pre-ordered it. Otherwise, get the cover A.
There you go. And I'm going to check out this RV9 from Mad Cave Studios. Sounds like a little bit of fun there. So that is definitely something I'm going to take a shot at and see if there's any meat on the bone there. I also recommend, if you're all into this Immortals, pick up that facsimile edition just to have.
Yeah, I think that's a good one too. Probably could have had that book for $10 like 6 months ago. Well, not 6 months, maybe a year and a half ago.
And if you're a Spawn guy, pick up the second printing of Spawn 301. Commemorate that independent comics doing big things. We always love that kind of thing. Good stuff. Anything else, Drew?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right, well, thank you for listening to Comics for Fun Profit. Thank you for following with Drew and myself. If there is a book on this list that you're like, guys, you missed a big one here, let us know on any of our social medias, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitterverses. Drop us a Gmail, anything like that. We would love to hear from you. Be part of the show. Of course, send us your comic book blessings so we can talk about those. Spread some peace, love, and positivity this Thanksgiving month. We'd appreciate that. Or if we picked stupid books and you want to call us out on that, feel free to do so as well. We just want to hear from you. Be part of the podcast. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.